Muhammad Afifuddin bin Muhammad Hisamudin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afifuddin bin Muhammad Hisamudin, and today I want to present my presentation today, which is physics mechanism in helium balloon. Firstly, before we understanding the mechanism in helium balloon, we have to know the principle of the buoyant force and Archimedes principle. Alright. Firstly, the buoyant force is the force acting upward on an object immersed in a liquid when pressure difference between lower surface and the upper surface of the object occur. And the Archimedes principle is object which is partially submerged or fully immersed in a liquid will experience a buoyant force equal to the weight of fluid displaced, which that means an object will float when its buoyant force is same with the weight of the liquid immersed or the volume displaced in the liquid. So as an example, right here in the first picture, this is acting the buoyant force. The buoyant force is the reaction force acting on the weight of an object inside a fluid, which that means the area above the weight is the buoyant force. It is different than the Archimedes principle, which is the buoyant force acting upward and the weight of the object acting downward is equal, causing the object to float on the surface of the liquid. Next, an object will float on a fluid when the buoyant force equal to the weight of the fluid displaced. The object will moving upward in positive acceleration when the buoyant force is more than the volume or the weight of fluid displaced. Also, the object move downward in acceleration when the buoyant force is less than the volume or the weight of fluid displaced, which is in the three picture. The negative buoyancy is occur when the weight is more than the buoyant force itself, and positive buoyancy is when the buoyant force is more than the weight of the object, which is both of them. The negative buoyancy and the positive buoyancy move in an acceleration, while natural buoyancy occur when the both of buoyant force and weight of the object is equal. Next, this principle is used in helium balloon. The helium balloon is used for weather balloons and blimps, which is for transportation purpose and weathering purpose and so on. Helium balloon using the principle of buoyant force and Archimedes principle. It is because the air condition is fluid, is as same as water, so it will experience the buoyant force in air. Okay, now I want to explain how helium balloons work by using the buoyant force and Archimedes principle. First, the helium balloon use helium. Helium is an element that is lighter than other particles in the air, such as oxygen and nitrogen. Hydrogen can also be used, but helium is safer as hydrogen is more flammable than helium itself. Air, as I said before, air is a fluid that produces upthrust and pressure on the object. So, as the density of helium is less than density of air in surrounding, the difference in density, which is high, that produce the upthrust. When the upthrust is more than the weight of helium plus the weight of string plus the weight of balloon, which is the total weight, the upthrust causing the balloon to move upward in acceleration, which is following the principle of buoyant force and Archimedes principle. Next, when the upthrust is less than the weight of helium, the total weight, which is the weight of helium plus weight of balloon plus weight of the string, the upthrust causing the balloon to go downwards with acceleration, which is negative acceleration, negative buoyancy. Next, when the upthrust is equal to weight of helium plus weight of balloon plus weight of the string, which is the total weight of the balloon itself, this will resulting the balloon to be stationary in the air and no acceleration produced, which is causing the balloon to stay afloat in the air. As we see in the picture right here, the balloon is experiencing upthrust and weight acting on it. So the upthrust, which is we can refer to the buoyant force acting on the balloon, is against the weight, which is in here, the weight of helium plus weight of balloon plus the weight of string. So when the upthrust is more than the weight, the balloon will go upward in acceleration, when and and inversely, when the weight is more than the upthrust, then the balloon will go downwards with an acceleration. So, so this means that helium balloon mechanism is using the principle of buoyancy and Archimedes principle. So the balloon float due to the principle of physics acting on it. So so thank you for thank you for listening to my explanation earlier, and we have to remember that most of most of the application technology on today is using the principle of physics. So thank you.